Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured I'd make a video. Response video sort of to the modern mystic comment. We every now and then does interject, and it's sort of interesting. And it's usually we have these conversations about, precise language. We both like the world to use more precise language, words that actually mean something. And so I said in one of my videos, I can look at my own consciousness. And I was basically saying, in other words, in more exact language, I suppose, something like programs inside of me, inside my brain, concepts, ideas, themes, a theme, a train of thought, can run, that can view, can be analytic about the internal play. So it can see what is being thrown into consciousness by the other programs. So my sensation programs and emotional programs are flowing through me all the time. I mean, it's like the other day I kicked a rock with my foot, and my foot is still kind of gimpy, but it made me irritable, and it changed my conscious perspective. The trains of thought were modified in their composition because of that irritability. And so, yeah, that happens to us all the time. So I think in the video I was just I was just making the point that our consciousness is the spectator. It's just a victim. Okay, it's just sitting there waiting to see what the hell we do, what the programs do. And there is no singular I. The I is whatever the theme is of the day program. We call that us, me. This is what I did. And sort of the I-ness does attach to the hands and the arms and the body and the mouth. Because all those parts are the things that actually make it happen. But there is certainly the internal stuff that no one is, you don't have to be accountable for. You don't have to explain that I. You can think all kinds of crimes. Unfortunately, they're not, committed just by thinking them. But anyway, thinking and feeling, I thought, was a decent subject. I think the modern mystic tends to think it's all one thing. I see it as, my programs see it as, my analysis, the analysis of my neural function, wheels that stuff around and says, no, there's a distinction. Yeah, and the distinction is built into the very structure of the mechanism of our brain. The brain does this on purpose. I mean, in the sense that it was a purposeful construction, in the sense that it was conducive to survival and better functionality, that the brain create an argument, a hostility almost, between these agents. So the agent of motivation and the agent of resolution. So the idea of the feeling mechanism to create general incentives, passions, and the thinking agents to be able to balance interests, weigh risk, analyze benefits and costs by understanding function and probabilities, and and then you have weird places like hope. Is hope an emotion, or is it a thought? Is it a deliberately unrealistic contrivance of thought intended to placate wishes? I mean, are hopes a thought intended to placate a wish? Yeah, so you have these weird places where, are you doing something analytical, logical, rational, reasonable, adding the 2 plus 2 minus the 4, okay, because you can do this risk analysis. You can say, you could look at the space shuttle, and they sort of eventually, after they made the damn thing, somebody figured out that, well, maybe I ought to do a risk analysis. And so then they added up how many parts there are, figured out the average failure rate, and realized that, hey, you know what? 1 in 70 of these things is going to blow the fuck up. Yeah, so, this isn't a very good. The risk analysis demonstrates that we probably should have like escape hatches or something, because these guys are going to get killed now and then. So, I mean, just kind of, but I'm just saying that was just analytical, strictly logical math. And we can do that in the sense that we can do math regarding possibilities. I mean, I could say, I really like Christina Applegate, and I'd like to have dinner with her. Yeah, see, what's the possibility that I can make that happen? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't. It's less the chance of the shuttle not blowing up after 7,000 launches. Not having one blow up. Anyway, yeah, it's not very likely. No chance. But anyway, so I'm wishing it. And my brain is saying, fuck you, it's idiotic. It could say something silly like, no, with God all things are possible. Yeah, okay, fine, okay, I'll believe in God, because then maybe I can have dinner with Christina Applegate. Okay, yes, I accept Jesus. Jesus, I accept you. We have a deal, don't we? Sort of. Yeah, wink, wink, nod, nod, nudge, nudge. Deal? No, maybe no deal. But anyway, so to me, these are different parts of the brain. Different functions of brain. They're not the same thing. One thing is, one thing stokes the engine of the train of thought, and one thing puts cars on the train of thought, and one thing, I don't know, greases the wheels or something. But obviously you wouldn't want to grease train wheels, because then they wouldn't work very well. So never mind on that one. Anyway, where was I? It's dark early. Dark-ish. Dark enough. This seems awful dark to me. Anyway, I mean, the sun is still, but it's falling faster. Yeah, it's falling faster. See, that's not right. The Earth is moving into the negative position. It's for my welfare. Creating shorter days. But anyway, a tilty thing. Axis, that's it. Yes, it's axis. It's axising. Anyway, where was I? Right, so it's wrong to say something like I. I is always a tricky word, because the I of the moment is just a program of the moment. It's just the train of the moment. And we have patterns and routines of ourselves, but there's no specific thing. There's the consciousness, so that you could call something, but that doesn't do the creating. That's just the display mechanism. So it's not really right to call your computer, to call the screen on your computer the computer, right? Because it's not really doing the computer stuff. So if you're going to call your computer Joe, it'd be stupid for you to call the screen Joe, because the screen isn't really doing anything, and your consciousness doesn't do anything. It's just the witness to what the programs do, and the programs just flow, spiral, eddy, and they drop little bombs of little poos of knowledge and wisdom and crapola, and it spills into your consciousness, and you say, oh shit, I thought that up? Man. But the I again, see? I. You don't seem to think you have a computer if the screen doesn't work, right? The screen is off and there's no computer. In some respects. At least I've noticed that. When the screen goes flat, a screen that's sort of blinky like that, I say, where's my computer? It's gone. But no, the computer's still doing computery stuff, but it's just, I don't see it no more. So yeah, our language is insufficient to this purpose. And I should try harder to avoid saying things like, when I look at my consciousness. Because, I really can't, my own consciousness, I can't really do that as an I. It's just when my brain is configured to be interested as a subroutine in analyzing what it is producing. So essentially it's just creating a program, generating programming, running programming that seems particularly interested in terms of its focus, not on what's happening out here, but what's happening in there. And so it's just looking back and saying, where did that come from? Where did that come from? And so it's trying to find the links of cause and effect that have created this particular train of emotion or thought that the brain seems occupied by at the moment. So if I was to analyze my consciousness right now, I could feel that I have this I have a lot of energy, this stuff going on, which is very noisy, which makes it cluttery and kind of irritating because my programs, are having to run through all this vibrations of noise and cluttery anxiousness and tension and crap. And the analysis, the thinking program, seem to be really focused on, how does this mechanism really work? Think about thinking. Think is thinking. Program. Idea, category, that's it, category, big important word. Properties, categories. That's all I'm doing, is tying one thing to another thing, and hopefully for rational reasons, not because the words rhyme, or because the clouds look like elephants, or some other bullshit reason, but for rational reasons, connecting logical things together and realizing things like, it would be stupid for me to negate the existence of consciousness since I'm actually experiencing consciousness. And my programs are actually trying to analyze consciousness. Why would I waste time, why would me brain waste time running programs to attempt to understand something that doesn't really exist? That would be stupid. My brain's not stupid. But anyway, that's just a dig at Nick because he's one of these guys who doesn't think sentience matters. But anyway, where was I? The qualitative states don't matter somehow because it's not mattery enough. It's a phenomenon that isn't mattery enough. Even though the matter creates it, it's not mattery enough. Anyway, to matter. Somehow only mattery stuff can matter. Stuff that isn't mattery can't matter. But I would argue stuff created by matter can matter. And that matter might not be matter. I love language. It's just so brilliant. You can do such amazing things with fucked-hearted, stupid words. Why would they come up with a vocabulary that's just broken? This word, matter, right? What's the point of having it? The same exact word mean two different things. Just, what? We don't have enough letters to make other words? I can make up some fucking words. Smark. There's a new word, smark. There. Let's call matter smark. And let's call stuff that's important matter. Alright, never mind. That's the rock that broke my toe. Evil bastard! Okay. I just thought I'd yell at it a little bit. Fucker. Anyway. Hey, now the sun's out over here. Over here, it's much more nice. than it was back there. Anyway, yeah, probably that's it. So I understand I really do have to make more of an effort, but it is really hard to change these habits. And everybody looks at you funny when you say me brain, or you say my incidental, 40-year in the making program. my word associations have now personally compelled my brain, are now compelling my brain to construct this sentence, pointing out that this duality doesn't mean that isn't, whatever the thing is. But this is how our brain is working. It can take you 40 years to build some of these sentences, the right way, to say it the right way finally. Just because it takes a lot of time, and practice to say things precisely and accurately, number one, but to understand exactly what you're saying. For your brain to even understand that, when I made this sentence, I wasn't me, I wasn't my consciousness, I was a theme, and the theme was built by those 2, 3, 4 ideas, and the influence of that, and that, and but your brain does have all that in the subconscious mechanism. All that crap that built it is there. It's a huge amount of crap. So, anyway. I don't think I got to a final point here, but I don't know. Nice just to talk to Nick, sort of. So, gave me an excuse to talk to Nick, so I did that. So, anyway, until next time. Blustery and such. So forth and whatnot. Yeah, I don't got to drink my lawn. Okay. I'll hit the button now. I'll hit it again harder.